This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and Sony dropped a bit of news recently about their permanent price drop to the PlayStation 4. It had already been announced in Tokyo for the Eastern market, and for Europe now they've made it official for North America. The base PlayStation 4 will now be $350. There's different bundles that they've readjusted the price for, like the Black Ops 3 1TB edition is now $430. The Disney Infinity 3.0 bundles $400. Limited edition Star Wars is $400. The just the regular Star Wars Battlefront bundle is $350. And then there's a Canadian NHL bundle that's $429 Canadian, which pretty much translates to $350 US. So that bit of news came out, and when I saw it, my first thought was, surprised they didn't save that until one of their shows. And that's where I get to the point of this video, is that it made me realize that coming up soon, Sony will be doing Paris Game Week. It is the game conference held in Paris, France, that Sony pretty much decided to skip Gamescom for. And it makes me wonder what's going to happen at that show, especially since another bit of news that came out was that Shuhei Yoshida teased some first and third party stuff. He, said that basically in terms of positioning of the press conference for Paris Week, exactly the position that we used to have for Gamescom. So you can look back on what we did for Gamescom in the past. We actually announced many games from both first party and third party. So that was his hint that, hey, you're going to see a lot of our first and third party things. And I'm very curious as to what the Sony bin title is. He mentioned that what they are working on is awesome. It's the biggest bin game ever. So I guess he's kind of hyped that. For those who don't know, Sony is doing their conference on October 27th, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. CEST. I'm going to assume that's European time for people who are in Paris watching, or in England. Anybody on that time block, it's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern. And this makes me very curious, because Gamescom has always been a big thing for Sony, and they left that alone for an event that I don't think many of us knew existed until they made that announcement. I am definitely curious to see what Bend is doing. A lot of people are speculating it's going to be a new siphon filter. Also, would definitely like to see if Santa Monica is going to announce something big. We know they took away the project that led to Stig Asmussen leaving the company. I think they said it because it was too close to Destiny. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm curious to see if they're doing something that's not God of War. I know a lot of people want a God of War 4. Me personally, I think you could leave the story where it is. Kratos is a great character, but you don't need to milk the hell out of that franchise. If anything, give it a couple of more years to breathe. But then again, I think the release of God of War 3 kind of is a sign that they're probably going to have another God of War sooner than later. But I would like to see something coming from Santa Monica. They could show more of Horizon, maybe give us a release date. And it could be a lot more things in the works. I said this a long time ago, and still think this, that Sony skipped out on putting out first parties this year, because I do think that they have a lot of stuff in development that they're trying to get ready to show off. And I think 2016 and 17 was probably going to be better for their first parties. But we will definitely find out some of this information at the Paris Game Week. Again, Sony's press conference is October 27th at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. European time. Also, the show, I believe, is from October 28th till, let me see, just to make sure, October 28th till November 1st. Kind of a short, quote-unquote, game week, don't you think? It's not even a week, but we'll see if there'll be some interesting stuff from Microsoft, other companies. I would like to see more than just Sony represent there. Even though I still am a firm believer that a lot of these companies need to start just doing like Sony did with the PlayStation experience and hold their own things. You know, they hold their own shows to showcase things. I think it worked out a lot much better than these large shows. But anyway, you guys hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Black Megas, and I'm out. Deuces.